Hello.
Hello.
I'm
How are you?
I'm recording.
Me too. I'm glad the anxiety of last week has not left you.
Yeah, thank you for being glad that the anxiety hasn't left me. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
I just noticed that you've updated your little photo in. Is that
yeah,
you're being more?
Mean to.
It's quite tricky that that interface, isn't it? Do you want to? That question asks you.
Yeah, I think the issue I have with it is that it asked me on my work phone. And so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And then it's now on
Everywhere.
my other phone. I'm like, that's not the picture I want. Although it is a very professional picture.
Very professional. Actually, I've been showing your professional picture on the Falmouth website around to people.
Right.
Very nice shot, that. Was that actually taken by a photographer as opposed to you holding your arm out in front of you?
It was me sitting in bed with my arm.
No, it was not.
Oh, yes, it was.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the selfie game in this house is pretty high.
Pretty sophisticated, is it?
It's not sophisticated. It was just, I've got really long arms.
You've basically got one of those selfie sticks, just pre-ordered.
Yeah, it came pre-installed.
Pre-installed, thank you. That was exactly the word I was looking for.
Yeah, it was. I had a kind of a semi-worky type professional picture when I arrived at Falmouth. And I don't know, there was something about it that just felt very unfriendly. Well, it was just unfriendly.
It was your dark side, wasn't it?
It was, yes. I went with a smiley looking down and away from the camera in a white T-shirt.
Yeah, I mostly show people because they go, that guy's voice, what does he look like?
And then they're like, ugh.
He's got a face for radio. That's not what they say. That is not what they say. No one has ever said that about you.
He has a face for radio.
Please, listeners, feel free to write in and say exactly those things.
By all means, I'll be fine. I'll live.
No, come on. Hey, a funny thing happened last night.
What?
I was watching Mean Girls, the 2024 version, which is a musical. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. Well, no.
So this is the remake of the Lindsay Lohan.
Yes, and Tina Fey, and that lady that you like, Rachel McAdams.
See, I had no recollection that Rachel McAdams was in it, but
it's because she has a blonde wig.
It was more than 20 years ago, or maybe it was 20 years ago. And I got a bit confused because this movie, it said that Lindsay Lohan was in it. Like she makes a kind of a, what do you call it?
Cameo.
Cameo, thank you, exactly. And I was kind of confused because I started looking, because I do, when I watch films now, I have to try and remember who the actors and the directors are because I feel inadequate when it comes to talking about them with you. And so I was doing research because I'm a researcher, and I got confused because it said that Lindsay Lohan was playing the main character. Clearly, I was reading the article, and I looked back and went, "Wow, she's aged well." And but it's not her. But that's not the funny thing. The funny thing was that there's the main character who is the new Lindsay Lohan character in the film, because it is identical except it's a musical. And her two friends who start to dislike her because she turns into a mean girl. You know the story. And there's a scene where the two friends are watching. It's Halloween, and they're watching a horror film on TV, and it's a scary part. And I actually jumped at the frightening part.
So even mediated, they get you.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even filling the whole screen, and I'm talking about like a quarter of the screen of an iPad screen, and that was enough. That was enough.
Oh,
I know. What a wuss, as they might say.
what a sweetheart is what you are.
Thank you. I am. That's no country for men like me. Anyway, and the other thing is that there's really good musical numbers in it. Like really, really good.
So you enjoyed it?
Well, I haven't finished it. I fell asleep.
Oh. Welcome to midlifing with two people who can't make it through anything that they choose to watch without dozing off.
But to be fair to myself, I've been like that since I was about 21 years old, so it's not an indication of midlife for me.
I mean, I think in fairness, I've also been quite snoozy.
Yeah. But yeah, well, but really, really, really tightly choreographed, super, super funny. I mean, really, really funny. There's the Halloween musical number of one of the sort of secondary characters doing this song about women having to dress up in scary clothes but still sexy is very, very, very funny. Farty. Did I say farty?
Oh, farty. I thought you said fighty. It's like, maybe you want to have a big fight.
Cut this out. Anyway, that's my content for the week. I almost finished watching Mean Girls.
The musical, the 2024 musical. I haven't almost finished watching a musical. I went on a record buying spree last Saturday. By spree, I mean I bought 3 records. It's not really a spree.
Oh, is this this is because you've got a record player in Lisbon?
I have a record player in England as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had the record player in England before my brother-in-law bought it for me one Christmas. Because...
Is it connected to speakers, or does it have its own little crappy speaker?
No, it's connected to speakers and a subwoofer and all of that lark. It's quite good. Yeah, I just remembered that my brother-in-law bought that for me. Isn't that nice?
It's very nice. And what records did you buy? You are so trendy. I don't think avid or even unavid listeners realise just how trendy you are.
I'm not trendy at all.
You're very cool.
I'm not. I bought the Idols' new album, which is called Tank.
Right.
Do you know the Idols?
No.
Or Idols? Okay, so Idols are Bristol-based.
They're just called Idols.
I'm just going to go. I'm going to look and see if there's a definite article. Hang about. I'm just walking away.
Some idols. And idols?
No definite article.
Hey, you didn't walk away.
No, I walked away from the microphone. I didn't walk away from my headphones because they're on my head.
Right.
And they're connected by Bluetooth to my telephone. But my microphone is connected by a wire to my iPad. Wait. For those of you who are interested.
Do you not do a wired connection to your telephone for this?
No, I don't.
I don't even. That never occurred to me to do that with a recording setup to use wireless. I'm sure that David Corbett, the 4th most talked about person on this podcast, would have something to say about that as a in his former life sound engineer.
Why would no? He'd have no interest because I'm talking to you on a wireless device and I'm recording on a wired device.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't care. He would just go, it's a telephone call. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, I forget about that.
It's the fidelity of the recording that is all that matters. I don't know why he started to sound a little bit like Gollum.
Who, me or you?
No,
you
me
did.
Then.
Yes.
But it was kind of like me sort of channeling a version of David, which is not a version that I've met, because. And I also wasn't really channeling him. I don't know.
Yes,
maybe I was.
Gollum selling hi-fi.
Yeah.
Copper wiring, my precious.
Idols, not They are a Bristol-based band. I have liked them for a while. Joy as an act of... Oh, is it Joy as an Act of Rebellion, the name of one of their albums, which is just brilliant.
Are they sort of in their prime, or they past their prime? You know, are they like a 90s band that are still going?
No. I think they're 5 studio albums in. They've probably been going since I guess...
Noughties.
Maybe not even that early. Maybe, I don't know. But they're good. They're really good. Now, they get cross if you refer to them as post-punk, so I won't refer to them as post-punk. But I will say...
I mean, those are the words that were just right on the tip of my tongue, I have to say. Isn't that post-punk band from Bristol?
Don't call them that. If, however, you do leave them on your stereo while you are parking your car, people do look askance.
Are they... So if you were listening to them on Spotify, just for example, that you were cool enough to have a record player and were playing just the album, one of the sides of the album, what would it say, influenced by or other artists, people like this, you know?
Oh, I don't know, because I don't consume music on Spotify, so I'm...
Yeah, but Apple Music, there must be a...
I don't really consume music on Apple Music either.
Hello?
Hello,
sorry. I think it's because I went to Spotify that it took over the audio of my phone.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Well, what I was saying was
it's
don't use Spotify.
IDLES, which of course in my mind it was IDOLS. So
sorry.
I was in another...
Idols.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't use Spotify and I don't use Apple Music. I don't have a paid streaming service. So my Apple Music on my phone or my computer is just things that I have either bought or downloaded in the past. And if I want to listen to something new, I will do this thing called the radio. I don't know if you've come across it.
No.
I listen to the radio, or I use YouTube.
Hey.
There we go. That's how I consume.
So
my
who is Idols?
Mm-hmm.
Weird to
Who
use
are
this.
Idols?
It is really. It's a group, isn't it?
Who is Idols?
It just doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
It
Who
really
be?
Who be Idols? Similar to.
Who be Idols similar to? You're going to answer the question for us by looking on Spotify?
No, because it'll go dark again. I mean,
okay. Well, I mean,
would you like me to? Would you like me to? And then you can just hold on.
How about this? I like them because they remind me of the Sugar Cubes.
Oh,
in a way.
Okay.
You know, there's something kind of like...
They were definitely post-punk, weren't they?
Yeah, but yeah, so a little bit. So they remind me of that. They remind me of... I guess also Idols are not dissimilar to the Pixies, but slightly less baroque and a little bit less... less melodic. They're a bit more... there's a beautiful song called Never Fight a Man with a Perm. It's really good. It's really good. Concrete to leather. Concrete to leather. It's really, really good. I mean, actually,
I'm gonna go on a bender.
Let's stop now. Let's play Idols. Yeah. If you haven't heard Idols, humans out with ears,
go out and buy the record.
Yeah. Oh, and if you buy the record in a independent record shop, you can choose what colour the vinyl is. You can have orange, green, glow in the dark, or pink. I went
You went green.
No, I went pink.
Of course you did.
Yeah. They're a beautiful reflection on the problems of toxic masculinity while sort of dressing in the clothes of it.
Right.
Yeah, so the lead singer kind of really unpacks notions of masculinity. If you take a look at him as a frontman, you go, ooh, I wouldn't want to fight him. But, you know, openly bisexual, very LGBTQIA plus friendly, very resistant to fascism and hate crime, very fuck the Tories. Super awesome, cool band. Anyway, like them a lot. I bought that.
Yeah. Great. And so it's one of three. Well, this is going to be the episode.
Yeah, I think so, by accident. I bought an album that I chose. I did that thing you shouldn't do. I bought an album by its cover.
Ay. Go on.
Well, I just had to run away from Okay, so I bought it because it's bright orange, and it's just called All in One, and it has this embossed top, and it's really lovely. But what I liked about it was there was like a little sort of cardboard sleeve over the top of the sleeve that says, effectively, this is a re-release of something that was recorded in 1971. In the early 70s, people were just pressing records all over the place, and this is just some old shit. It's nothing special, it's nothing impressive, it's just three girls, a couple of lads with a guitar singing folk songs.
So, hang on, that's what it says on the that's what it says on the back of the record.
Yeah, but it doesn't say this is some old shit. It basically says this is not.
I really wish that was the copy.
It really would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Some old shit.
It's
just
Yeah, that's basically they're writing the copy, the outline for midlifing. It's just two guys at some old.
It's just a group of people. It talks about the flat quality of the recording. It talks about the fact that there are no bells and whistles to it. It's not got high production values. It's just people singing in harmony. Singing folk songs. It's lovely. It's called All in One. I got that. Love.
And is that the name of the band or the album?
Good question. I'm not sure.
These three records are going to get massive midlifing bumps from people when they take to Spotify after listening to this episode.
I mean, absolutely. And then I bought, which I've been meaning to get for ages, Wet Leg's debut album.
Who? Wet Legs.
Wet Leg. You must know Wet Leg.
I don't think I do.
So, all day long on the chaise long, on the chaise long, all day long on the chaise long, on the chaise long, on the chaise long, on the chaise long,
it's like
all
they've been
day
watching
long
me on the weekend.
chaise long.
No, I don't.
I mean,
know
it's oh god, it's so good. Yeah, it's really good. It's got like a lyric in it that goes something along the lines of. Is your mother worried? Do you want to employ someone to worry your mother? I just quite like the ridiculousness of it. It's what? And actually, that's what they go. The response, it's like call and response. Is your mother worried? Do you want somebody to worry your mother? What?
Wait. So does can I ask you, when do you listen to records? And because I know that you listen to radio when you're cooking, and like it's a very familiar thing to me that you're singing away to the radio in your kitchen, even though it's been a long time since I've received the.
Please don't say invitation, because it's a standing invitation.
No. I mean that I've received the goods that have come out of your oven. You know, it's been quite some time,
okay.
and I've tolerated the porridge that's been served me, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This morning we had a banquet of French toast. So I was using up brioche, I was using up a Dayton walnut loaf, and also a piece of cake that I found. And I was just like, dink, nope,
Yeah.
dunk it all in egg, fry it up, have some strawberries and bananas. And we were lying in bed going, I feel quite sick.
Were you
I've eaten a
taking
lot of French
selfies
toast.
while lying in bed? And...
No. I shouldn't have told you that picture's taken in bed, but it
it's
was.
going to be in the show notes, that the link to your Falmouth.
I want to be
it's
clear.
a very nice photo.
I was.
But it looks like you're all dressed up. Did you get dressed up and go back to bed so you could take a selfie?
Hang about. No. I've got a T-shirt on. I've got a white T-shirt on. It's a very plain.
Oh.
I mean, are you thinking of the one where I'm smiling with a big beard and it's in black and white?
Yes,
Is it that
correct.
one?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. That's so. Not long after what happened was I was going.
It's definitely going to be in the show notes, though.
Yeah. Okay. So I was going through my photo library and going, none of these are right, and it was because I wanted something for the Teams channel. Okay, so when you work, this is something that I need people to be super aware of.
You say when you work, like when you grow up, Simon, and get a job.
No. I stopped myself halfway through that sentence. And
when you
when you go get a job.
When you finally get a job that's got something that's got nothing to do with that prancing around and bending over and jumping in the air and twinkling your toes.
None of these things are.
Finally get a real job.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to our listeners, singular. What I was going to say is, what I should have said was, when you move into a new place, I have discovered how important the Teams site is to be able to have a look at who it is that you're going to go into a room and have a meeting with, so that you just know what their face is.
That is a very good idea, isn't it? I reckon about 3/4 of staff where I work still don't have a picture, and it's just initials.
Which frustrates the shit out of me. But I think the thing that annoys me even more is the people who do the wacky ones.
You mean someone doing a headstand or a yoga posture or something?
I'd be fine with that, because at least I'd be able to turn it upside down. No, it's the people who like have drawn over their own faces, or they've got an illustration of themselves. And obviously, I work in an art
a photo of
university.
themselves wearing an Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, that would be difficult unless they constantly wear it. I've no idea. So I'm regularly like, and that was sort of the thing. And the pictures I was looking at to put on, I kept thinking, that doesn't look like me.
I'm totally going to change mine on Monday. In fact, I might not even wait till Monday. But any frolics listening to this by Wednesday will be thinking, oh, he's changed. Oh, that's why.
I needed a picture.
All my artworks.
I needed a picture that looked like me, and I realised I laugh a lot and smile a lot. So I thought, oh, if I'm smiling in the picture, people will recognise me. If I'm doing moody sexy, nobody's going to know who I am. I'm never looking moody and sexy.
Yeah.
That's how I got that picture. And I took it in the bed, but like propped up, because it's the only white wall. You know our house.
Yeah,
It's got
that.
wobbly walls, and it's also got a lot of art. So that I've got one wall with nothing on it, and it's just above the bed. So that's what I mean when I said it was taken in bed.
Great. Okay,
But
so
where do I listen to the
Yes.
records?
So I know, because I know the radio. That's where we jumped off. Yeah. So when you do that, do you sit down and just listen to the record? Like, is it a thing, like it used to be in the old days?
On a weekend, I will either get a book or a magazine, and I will sit in Bob's spinny Eames chair, and I will put a record on, and I will listen to it. Or I started to like just go, I'm going to put them on while I'm doing a day's work that I'm not like in a meeting, because it means I have to walk away and change the record, and it means I can't get locked into things. So it's kind of like my cool version of a Pomodoro timer.
I know how much you like a Pomodoro time. It's a curious thing, because if I were to, my Spotify, the algorithm thinks I listen to a lot of, because I listen to music all the time when I'm working. Okay, I will always be listening to music, but it's always bands like Hammock, which kind of gives you a sense of what the music is like. You know, it's really, really ethereal and relaxing, and no rhythm. Anything with a beat, I'm a goner whilst working. Like, I can't.
Because you start dancing.
Pretty much, it really is distracting. It pulls my attention. So I'm using music as a way of signaling that I'm working now, even though I'm not really listening to it at all.
Oh, signalling to your brain or signalling to people around you?
Oh, both.
Oh.
Yeah, so mostly signaling to myself. This is what I'm doing now.
Gotcha. I like that.
Yeah, it's good. But I would never these days, although I would choose an album, like I listened to a band called Big Scary this week, and who've just released a new album. I think it's called Wings. And I purposefully put that album on, but then I'm also doing something else. Like, mostly I'll be cooking. If I'm in the kitchen, I'll have it on a speaker and listening until the kitchen gets too loud, and then I shift to headphones.
So you don't ever just like go, oh, you haven't got a record player, so you don't put a record on?
That's correct. I don't. And also I have it turned on where once the album's complete, it plays things similar to that thing.
Ah, yeah.
So I might not even register the end of the album, which is weird. I still find that a bit weird.
That's the point at which I went, no, it's got to stop now.
But you can turn that off. I mean, not that I'm trying to convince you. I'm not trying to convince you.
No. I appreciate that, but it kind of, then if you're turning it off, and I prefer to go with the BBC Sounds app and just download an hour and 20 mix, something that is going to last for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, listen to a lot of there's a musician called Nils Fran who many people might know, and I listen to a lot of him. But that's only when I'm working. Really, I would very rarely would I choose to listen to Hammock or Nils Fran or etc. while cooking.
I feel like I'm despite having bought 3 records, I feel like I'm not pulling my weight content wise because I've got nothing. I feel like I'm being very, very boring.
Oh no, that's okay. That's fine. I don't. It's gone past the moment in which I can offer something to talk about.
Yeah, so your sister's just going to be really annoyed today, isn't she?
Can I just ask you one little thing, just to finish? Just to finish.
Do it. Do it.
This is a quote actually, and it's by Hafiz. Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions. And my question is, what are you afraid of?
Simon. I guess beyond the obvious things like Bob dying, which, you know.
That's number one.
Yeah, I can't really think about that.
But is it every day you think about it? Like, is something, you know, in the sense that fear being something that you think of commonly, or does it just come to mind and that's the one that leaves a strongest mark on you when it comes to mind?
It's the one that's in the biggest, heaviest box that's buried in the deepest part of my soul. That's like, you know, it's the worst one. Oof. So I don't think about it often because I won't let myself think about it often.
So it's like as if your brain starts to knock on the door of that deep dark. Then you just sort of pull back from it.
Oh yeah, and
what an amazing thing to be able to do, by the way. Just as a human being to go, I'm not going to think about that.
Yeah. How do you do that? How do you pull back from a thought?
Oh, well, I mean, I understand that to be pretty much what all mindfulness training do, which is just to pay attention to the thought itself and wonder where is that thought.
That is such an evolved response,
and also to watch it disappear, which is amazing, of course. But if it's something as big as this,
yeah, that's it. I just start to go la 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 la, and I distract myself as loudly as I can.
Really?
It's like an alarm, a literal alarm goes off. I just make a noise, a really loud noise, until I'm consumed by the fact that I'm making noise. Oh, I might also shake myself as well. So it's just like
sort of like a bodily distraction.
Yeah, huge distraction. And it's like, and Bob has stopped asking me what I'm doing. Intrusive thoughts. Oh yeah.
Wow. So I didn't know that about you. That is amazing. That is amazing. What a thing. I don't even know how to describe it. Like the clarity with which
pathology.
No, I don't. I mean, you know, we've all got our stuff, right? But I don't. It's just something about the clarity of that recognizing that you're approaching something that's effectively off limits to your psyche, and then shaking yourself away from it or shouting yourself away from it. It's yeah, pathological. No, it's amazing. It's kind of amazing.
It only works with the really big things, you know. Think the petty annoyances I can't chase away because it's like they're too little and insidious they don't trip the alarm, if that makes sense. But I guess the thing that I'm afraid of on a daily basis, I guess it's being found out.
I'm just thinking that all of our listeners are probably just nodding at the moment. Yep. Oh, so that's imposter stuff. Yeah. You've just reminded me that it's not uncommon for me to receive an email from a particular person, not a particular person, but various particular people, you know, depending on standing and all that thing. And I have an irrational fear response. Which is that I think that I'm about to get told off.
Oh yeah.
I'm 55 years old, Lee Miller. When does it stop? When does that stop? It's not, is it? It's not going to.